not equal. Give me a second. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Denise.Rodri, and I have a quick story time for you guys that's related to this vlog. So I've never really done this before, where I've opened up to you guys of any, like, I guess negative emotion that I could feel at certain times. But last week we went to the lake with Candace's family that was in town from Miami, and I had an anxiety attack. I wasn't going to initially speak about it because it was kind of embarrassing to go through it. But once I posted on my Instagram story the little quote on top of the video of me jet skiing and explaining that the last time I was that comfortable on one was 3 years ago when I had a jet ski accident. A lot of you guys asked me like what happened, and I had friends that called me and stuff. So I was like, you know what, like, I got over the anxiety attack. It wasn't as if it took over me in that moment. So I decided to share the story with you guys. I'm gonna put it up at the end of the vlog so you could just see what happened throughout the day, and then at the end of the vlog I'll explain what happened when I got the anxiety attack. So if you're interested, then just keep watching. So we just got to the lake. Hi. What an introduction. We're going. What are we doing?
We're going on.
Why are we here?
Yeah, why are we here?
Why are we here? Janina invited us.
We don't even know why we're here.
Yeah. Guys, me and Lily are sitting in my room.
The way that she came in.
Yeah, I'm with me.
Bonnet, whatever it's called.
She's sitting at our door, and she's like,
"Are you guys going to the beach? Are you guys gonna clean your room? Are you guys going to school?"
we don't even know why we're here. You're lit. So I don't know why we're here, but we just came with the crew. We're on a lake. We're gonna go to an island. We're gonna jet ski, do water activities, because Candace's family's here, and we're trying to have fun. Lily's here.
I'm here. We all here. We're in this.
So yeah, stay tuned. Guys, this water, you can't see under there. Are you getting in there? Si tú no puedes ver
I
el
had a
piso.
vision that my phone fell. No, you ever feel like you feel things that already happened before they happen?
Yeah.
Like when I'm driving too
That's
fast,
deja
I picture
vu.
myself in a car crash, and I was like, okay, I gotta slow
Oh my
down.
god, you see?
No, it's on some like the final destination. I'm not even kidding.
Well, there you go.
Wow, look cute.
I know. It's
It's
like,
not that I'm conceited.
it looks like a painting, guys. I love,
like
this
the
is why I love
background,
LA. Like,
people.
Slow down, Turbo. Noah!
give me.
So far away. What's wrong with you? What kind of skipper are you? Yeah, we got ladies again. Welcome. What's good?
What's up?
Good? What's
What do you love for that right now?
Where we going?
Let's go, Leah! Oh yeah! Let's go, Candace! Let's go, man! Okay, so yeah, I kind of like stopped vlogging at a certain point after everything, but this is what happened 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I went to New York to visit my family like I usually do, and my cousin Asia, hi Asia, she invited me to this outing she was having with some friends. They were all gonna go to the Hudson River in New York, and they were just gonna go on boats, and so I went with her. I don't know if you guys know about the Hudson River, but for those of you who don't know, the Hudson River is like a really big body of water, and it's one of like also the dirtiest bodies of water in New York. Just because there's like a lot of cargoes that go through that body of water, a lot of shipments from like other countries, and like there's like huge boats that travel on that body of water. It's the Hudson River. There's even a dead giraffe. I know it sounds wild, but when I had my accident, the people back on the boat were like, you guys are crazy. This is like the dirtiest body of water you can fall into. Like, there's a dead giraffe in here. And I was like, yeah, right. So I searched, and it was true. There was a zoo cargo that was like traveling, I don't know, from one place to the next, and it went through the Hudson River. And then by the time it got to its destination, there was a giraffe missing. And then they ended up realizing the giraffe fell in the Hudson, and apparently there's still remains of it in there, and there's supposed to be dead bodies. I don't know. The point is that it's not the best body of water to fall into. So we're on this boat with my cousin's friends, and they had jet skis, and I decided to go on one. It was me and another one of my friends, and I was driving. I didn't wear a life vest because I know how to swim, though it's like practically the ocean. I was fine. Like, I've done this before. I grew up riding jet skis because I grew up in Miami, even though I was born in New York, and I lived in Miami since I was 3. And my best friend from home, her parents owned a house in the Keys, so we would go to the Keys all the time, ride their jet skis. We've done this, you know. So I don't know, I was confident, so I went on without a life vest, and it was me and my friend, and I was driving. And as you know, if you ride jet skis, the point is to ride the wave. That's what's the funnest. When you ride a jet ski, you're supposed to go at a high speed, because if you go too slow, you're gonna get caught in the wave, and then eventually all the water's gonna come on the jet ski. Like, you just need to find that speed that you can ride the wave at. So that's what we were doing. But on the Hudson, there's huge boats, like huge cargo boats. So the waves that are being created are not the smallest waves. They're pretty big. So as I was riding the wave, I see this wave coming, and I guess I miscalculated, if that's the right terminology, how fast I was coming compared to like the size of the wave, because instead of riding the wave, I ended up crashing into the wave because the wave was so big and I just wasn't coming fast enough. I mean, I don't even know if I could have beat, you know, the size of it, because it was a pretty big wave. And when you're coming that fast and you hit a body of water, as you guys probably know, it's as if you're hitting a brick wall, because water at that speed, even when you fall down from the sky, like, it just, I don't know, science. Like I said, I ended up crashing into the wave rather than like riding the wave. And when we crashed into the wave, we both flew off. Jet ski went flying, and we fell in the water. Thankfully, no one got extremely hurt. We were both able to swim up to surface. I was able to look around and find my friend, and then we were able to find the jet ski, and we swam to the jet ski and we got back on it. And in that moment, like, I didn't feel pain, I didn't feel anything. I was just kind of like in a fight or flight, and in that moment I was fighting for my life, because if I would have freaked out in that moment about, I don't know why I'm getting emotional, oh my god. Okay, sorry. Anyways, my emotions at that time were fight, because I knew I didn't have a life vest on. I knew I had someone else with me. I knew I was driving. I just felt responsible, and I was scared, but in that moment I just felt like we just need to be safe. We need to get back to the boat and just chill, you know? As we got back on the jet ski, my friend was like, yo, your arm. And I look at my left arm, and you can't see it anymore. Thank God it healed perfectly, but basically I had internal bleeding. I don't know what I hit. I could have hit the jet ski. It could have been the impact of the water. I could have hit a rock. Like, I don't know what it was. I didn't honestly feel it in that moment until after my friend pointed it out. But I had a huge like internal bleeding that turned into like a bruise, and like it was open because you could see the blood, but it wasn't. It was weird how it looked, but I got hurt. It was like right here. You could see it was like a huge patch. My mom freaked out. She wasn't there. She was in Miami, so I had to call her and tell her. And I guess that because in that moment I convinced myself that I was okay and that I'm alive, so, you know, I'm good. That was my actual thought about the accident. I felt like, it's fine. Like, yeah, we crashed, we fell in the water, like I hurt myself, but I'm good. And like, called my mom and I was like, look, I'm good. And when I got back to my aunt's house, I remember they put all this like Dominican remedies on it so it didn't scar, and it didn't. So I was fine, or so I thought I was. Yeah, psychologically, I guess I wasn't that okay because I didn't realize that I didn't get back on a jet ski till 3 years later. The first time I got on it was when I was in Mexico a week ago, and I remember feeling like, oh damn, like I haven't been on a jet ski since the last time I got in an accident, which was 3 years ago. I didn't feel any fear. I was just on it and it was fine, you know, I was good. And then the next day I remember we got on it again and I was good. And so I was like, wow, that was weird, but fun. You know, I hadn't felt what it felt like to be on a jet ski in such a long time, and I loved riding jet skis when I was younger. So that felt so good. And then fast forward, then we come back from Mexico, and during the week we go to this lake with Candace's family and we go on the jet skis again. Well, I'm riding with Janina, and the lake is pretty big. Like, it's a huge lake. When you're in the middle of the lake, you can't really see your surroundings. You can't see shore. It looks like you're in the middle of the ocean because it's so big. We're driving. Janina wanted to get off the jet ski for a little bit, so she gets off the jet ski. I'm on it, and she's there swimming or whatever. And then when I try to get her back on the jet ski, we kind of have a little bit of technical difficulties just because of the current and the water. She had her life vest on, but when we were trying to get her back on the jet ski, the first time we got it and I got her on through the back, but as she was walking to sit, somehow she slipped and ended up falling back into the water, which we thought was hilarious. We were like, where are the cameras? Like, we need someone recording us. This is just too funny. The second time when I went to go grab her, I had to actually turn on the jet ski and drive to her because of the current, because of the wave, it was just starting to get a little bit more hard for us to get her on. So I had to drive to her 3 times. She doesn't know, but by the 3rd time, I'm already getting nervous because even though she had her life vest on, I don't know why in my mind, I just saw something else that wasn't too pretty to look at. So we're there, and the 3rd time around I go and I drive to her, turn off the jet ski, let the jet ski like naturally get to her, have her swim a little bit, and then as she's trying to get on, I'm helping her and she's like, I can't, I'm gonna sip again. And for her to say those words to me made me just like nervous, you know, because I was like, for her to tell me she couldn't get on, even though she had her life vest on, she was gonna be fine if God forbid she didn't get on. But I don't know, in my head she didn't look like she had her life vest on, and I just saw something else. So I just grabbed her by the arm. I was like, yes, you are getting on this. And I like pulled her, we got her on, and I was like, okay, just please hold on to me. We're not getting back in this water. Like, we're going back to the shore. Before I started riding, I took a deep breath because I was a little anxious about what just happened, because like I said, in my mind it just looked completely different. It was a completely different image. And so I guess that's when I started getting triggered, because I feel like in the accident 3 years ago, it was my responsibility. I was the one who crashed, and I put someone else's life in the line. So I'm gonna start crying again. This is crazy. God. And so in this moment, I kind of felt the same thing. But she was fine, so it's okay. So we're like, all right, let's get back on the jet ski. Like, let me just get her home. That's all I felt. So I'm riding the jet ski, and I see the shore. So I know I have to slow down and like turn so I don't crash into like land. So I start slowing down the jet ski, but as I'm trying to turn, the jet ski is not allowing me to turn. And I see we're getting closer and closer to the shore, and Janina says, Denise, like, do you see the line? I'm like, I know, I see it, but it's not letting me turn. I don't know what's wrong. Just, I literally say to her, just brace for impact. In my mind, guys, we were coming 200 miles per hour, but we weren't. We were coming like 5 because I had already slowed down because I saw the land. But the jet ski wasn't letting me turn because, so when you're wearing a life vest, you have an attachment to the jet ski that, God forbid you fall off, it unplugs from the jet ski so that the jet ski can turn off. That had unplugged itself without me noticing. So when I was trying to turn the jet ski, the reason why I wasn't turning was because my jet ski was off and I didn't notice because I was just so anxious. I see the land and I'm like, why isn't it letting me turn? Like I told you, I felt as if I was coming 200 miles per hour when I wasn't. But I guess I was just so nervous that I didn't even recognize that the jet ski was off. So we literally glided onto the land. Then we went, like, you can ask Janina. It was not a crash, not anything close to a crash. I don't know if you guys ever seen them park jet skis on the beach, but for example, when I was in Mexico, I saw them park the jet skis on the beach, and that's exactly what it looked like. It was just us parking it. And in my mind at that moment, we had just crashed. So I get off the jet ski and I like immediately start cracking up because I'm like, oh my God, like we just crashed. I start laughing, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start crying. And I say it to Janina, I'm like, I'm gonna start crying. At first, I just thought it was just the fear of like, oh shit, we just crashed. But then Janina was like, it's fine, don't cry. Like, just get back on and we'll drive back. When that girl told me, just get back on, it was as if I heard, I don't know who, but it sent me over the edge. And that's when the anxiety attack really kicked in, and I freaked out, and I was like, I'm not getting back on. I started bawling. I was like, I'm not getting back on the jet ski. We're not getting back on the jet ski. They're gonna have to come and grab us. Like, I can't get back on it. And I just started crying, like crying hysterically. It was really bad. And then she got off the jet ski because she realized like, okay, this is a little bit more than just like a few tears. Like, this is serious. Janina gets off the jet ski. She comes over to me and like tries to like calm me down, and she did, because once she came over to me and she hugged me and she's like, Denise, like, we didn't crash, like, we landed. When she said that, like, I was like, oh shit. In the midst of me freaking out and crying, I was like, you're right, we didn't crash, we landed. And like, I remember as I was anxious, it was because I felt like you almost had an accident in the middle of the water because of me. Now we just got another accident because of me, and like, it was just too much. But once she told me like, Denise, we didn't crash, we're okay, like, it's okay, that calmed me down, and I was able to take a deep breath and analyze the situation. And like I said, one, I felt like we were coming in 200 miles per hour. In my mind, we were not landing anywhere. We were gonna crash into this land, and me and her were gonna fly. That's what I felt. Number two, once we landed, I didn't know where we were. In my mind, we were in the middle of nowhere. I swear I felt like I was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Like, I completely forgot where we were. Like, I was just scared. That's all I felt. Nothing. After I calmed down, I was able to look around, and I was like, okay, we didn't crash. We're okay. She's okay. I'm okay. Let's get out of here. And I went back on the jet ski. I remember her sister came in another jet ski, and we saw her, and I waved her down, and Janina was like, that's not our people. And I'm like, yes it is, that's the jet ski. And I waved her down, and it ended up being her sister. So she ended up coming to us. She's like, are you guys okay? And I was like, well, now that you're here, we're even better, because God forbid we can't get out, she could go get help. So I get on the jet ski, which I'm very proud of. Janina pulls it back from the rocks because she's strong as hell. And also, so you know, the jet ski had a reverse, and I was so in fear that I forgot completely that this jet ski had a reverse. So it wasn't until Alana was like, put it in reverse, that I was like, oh shit, this has a reverse. So Janina climbs on top, I put the jet ski on reverse, and I'm able to get away from the rocks. And then I remember turning the jet ski to Alana, and I was like, all right, you direct us home because I don't know where we are. And she's like, girl, you're right next to our spot. And I look, we could have walked to where everyone was at. I just laughed at that point. I look at Janina and I just laughed. And we just drove back, and we were okay. And I guess I got over my fear of jet skis. I don't know, but the fact that I went back on to even get us home showed me that I overcame that fear in that moment. And I'm very grateful Janina was with me, and I'm grateful that I was able to tap into the peace that we always have with us, because our minds are very powerful, guys. Like I told you, in my mind, I was coming 200 miles per hour. I felt like I was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I felt like we had just crashed, like I put Janina's life on the line. I felt guilty. I was scared. You know, took me back to exactly how I felt in that accident 3 years ago. And yet we were fine. We were right next to our friends. We could have walked to them if, God forbid, we couldn't get the jet ski out of the rocks. We didn't crash. We literally glided onto the rocks. We landed there safely. And Janina was okay, and so was I. So I know it's easier said than done, but the reason why I felt like I should come on camera and tell you guys what I felt and what I went through is to just let you know that your mind's powerful. We create our own fears, and we can overcome our fears by ourselves. We just have to be willing to listen to our gut, our intuition, God in a certain sense, because we always have peace within us. We are walking light. And so that moment helped me really recognize that, because I was able to bring myself to a peaceful mind space and take myself out of that anxious space. I was just able to take control and bring myself back. So yeah, I hope this story helps you guys in some way. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys here next time. Love you guys.